Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another sneaky scene in the Odessa, the Dark Crusade Season 2. Tonight's scene is set somewhere within the city, specifically within the temple, the Holy Temple of Set. The walls are adorned with various decorations, lavish decorations. Why are they lavish? Because they're Gufran's, of course. The temple has heavily invested in his carpentry, and he has made a steady coin from it. Ha ha ha! What a discount, of course. The architecture is great. It's amazing. Don't mind the Bane mummies. They're there, quiet, standing still, long as nobody fucks around with them.
Damn right they are. Fucking Bane Mummy, stay the fuck where you are.
They will love you, hug you, and, be kind to your soul.
Until they bend it over, but that's neither here nor there. Moving on.
Until they break it over your knee.
Alright then. In that case, Solhadren, who I think
Also,
might
Evan,
be
put
the
it
most...
below a third.
Never. Okay. Give me a second then. So we'll go with its proper given title. Sorry, for some reason this is just being really slow. Give me a second. Here we go. There we go. Because technically speaking, I have a title, not a name. But he will be kneeling in contemplative prayer at the foot of the great idol. You will see his head bowed, his eyes closed as the words spill from his lips in an ancient tongue, the tongue that would have been spoken when Set himself walked the world. Before he will finish his prayers and his lamentations, his odes to chaos and his subsequent hissing to the north wind, he'll stand up. He will look down the temple to see a Gufran. A wild Gufran appears.
Sliding in ever so majestically.
I was going to say, considering this character's been in the city for a decade or more, he's probably met Gufran at least once.
No, Gufran's has only arrived a year ago or so.
All right, in that case, the Setite will fold his arms behind his back, and he will walk down the length of the temple, and he will say, "Ah, I do not know your face."
Gufran will swirl around to face him. And my camera focus. Thank you. I'll say, "My. Oh no, this must be rectified, good sir. My apologies." And he will put his right hand over the left side of his chest and bow towards the gentleman and say, "I am Gufran Wasem, a humble member of the clan of Set."
The figure will look at him up and down. You'll see the eyes flick, very, very serpentine for a moment as he says, I have not met you, but I know that name. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name, well, I am called the Obsidian Viper. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
The Obsidian Viper. Intimidating.
When one must be the fist, one oftentimes needs a name that will inspire such fear.
Catching. I had heard of your being here. Never actually had the honor of meeting you, so this would be the first time indeed.
He contemplates for a moment and he says, I had kept my interests mostly among the poor, the destitute, in Riverside mostly. They
Ah,
seemed the most ripe for conversion.
right. That would explain why we have never met. See, my targets lie on the opposite end of that spectrum.
I was led to understand you hold not insubstantial influence among the merchants' guilds.
Oh, well, I do what I can.
I was also led to understand that you were instrumental in the. He contemplates his next words very carefully. Acquisition of a friend who has been unfortunately forced to flee.
Yes, well, old tales. We're just warming up to one another, you know.
Do you play chess, Master Gouffron?
Oh, please leave the master. Just call me Goofron, please. I do from time to time. I'm not the best chess player.
He will casually walk to where there is a satchel hanging, where he has left it. He will kneel, removing from it a small chessboard. The pieces are carved from black obsidian and white ivory, and he will set it up on the floor.
Goofron will kind of look at it and say, oh, well, why not? And we'll join him. Now, I will stay. I will most likely not be a challenge for you. My chess capabilities are lacking.
It is the experience of the new player at force who you have not met. After all, it is the ability to drink in the experience.
Hmm, interesting point of view. Very well then. Which color would you like to start with?
He will move the table so that the white pieces are facing you.
Okay. So Goofron has the white pieces?
Which means you go first.
Yep. So he'll make like a move.
Mhm. As they play, the older Setite will contemplate and he'll say, perhaps a game within a game, Gouffron.
Oh,
A truth for a truth.
truth for truth.
Yes.
I deal in lies, good sir.
Before set, there are no lies. And before set, all are lies.
Well, you should ask our Primogen about that.
Ah, why do you say that?
Well, that would be telling.
I am curious as to something that you may be able to help me with. Why is it that we never made an attempt to repatriate our friend from wherever he has fled to? Or do we simply not know where it is he has fled?
Because ultimately, we have already gained information that we wanted.
There's a nod of the head.
There's just not much been done with it, seeing the whole infestations that have gone and broken out across the city.
Infestations. The
Infest
eyebrow raises.
like plagues, rats, hunters, infernalism. Disappointing, really. But
I,
yes.
I see. Interesting. He'll move his knight, just
Sure.
Um, he will say, so, in that case, when it's all torn away, hmm, what was learned from the creature? I've only gotten scant reports.
Well, the creature's not natural, it's made, apparently.
I was told it was indeed a kin or a canite.
Yes. Well, perhaps stitched together is a bit of a better word. We've managed to learn that the Tremere they do a little bit of smuggling, don't they?
So I'm
Particularly,
led to understand.
particularly through two various criminal organizations active in Odessa that are
Allow me to
supplying.
guess.
Hmm?
Oh, sorry. He'll say, allow me to guess. Sorry, and now Evan, out of character, has to remember their name. There's the Children of the Euphrates and the one that's like really Slavic. Oh no, they wouldn't deal with them, would they? Yes, he'll guess one of them will be. Is it the Children of Euphrates? I can never remember their name.
It's the Brotherhood of the
Something Euphrates.
Euphrates.
Yes. There. He'll say, I have no doubt that one of them is the Brotherhood of Euphrates.
Correct. And the other one is
And the,
quite ballsy, might I add. It's the Vorstedt gang.
I was led to understand that they were under the personal sway of the Scourge.
I do not know if anything has changed. I just know that these two gangs are supplying the Tremere with goods, influence, and, well, certain items that they require for their blood magic to work.
Interesting. Do you know where they're acquiring these items?
I have no idea. Like I said, my hands were very much tied with the hunters and the plague that came immediately afterwards. I have not had time to look into these further.
There's a nod.
And
I
from
see.
what I've been told, even though that we were wronged, well, I wouldn't say wronged, but we were peeved that our friend was taken away. Um, it's not as if they did something legally wrong. Interesting. From what I've been told, our elders in the clan have decided to bury the hatchet.
Hmm. All I know is that now, when these words seep, the warriors wish for battle, to bring the holy word to these blood thieves and usurpers. The only thing that I think has restrained them is the fact that were we to make an open and decisive move, it would start to excel rather rapidly to a point that would be beyond our control.
Well, I am not a member of our honored warrior group. Um, It's just not my field of expertise. I am, however, a valid supporter of a good reputation of the honorable clan of Set.
There's a
For you, s-
smile at that, like a literal kind of smile.
for you
Okay.
see, the clan of Set is the only clan in the past 100 years that has never broken a tradition, or at least has never been caught doing it.
Hmm. Valid. I am led to understand that the Ventru, even though they sit in praxis, now break the traditions as they see fit. He'll make another move on the chessboard.
Oh well, another day, or rather, another night, another ruler. You know how it goes.
Indeed.
He'll move the tower.
Okay. Hmm. I've been speaking with members of Clan Malkavian. They are most interesting people.
Oh, really? Which members have you been talking to?
Monsieur Garnet and I assume his child.
Ah, yes. My darlings, Mina and Garnet.
You know them well.
Oh, yes.
From the way he spoke, this time he'll move his bishop. From the way he spoke, it seems as though Monsieur Garnet is angling himself for the primogen's seat.
I wouldn't be surprised. I have not seen hide nor hair from the Malkavian Primogen.
Hmm.
A mystic.
Interesting.
And Garnet is smart, crafty, slippery. He is.
You espouse on him all of the virtues that we ourselves attempt to embody.
He is. Hmm. Were he embraced in our clan, I'd say he would make an excellent member, a paragon of our beliefs, even. But I believe that because he would make such a good member of our clan, he would never be able to join it currently. Which is why I view Garnet as a very interesting member of this city. Everything he does is so wonderful.
Hmm. Fascinating. I had not thought of him so highly. I shall have to think of him in a higher echelon now.
When speaking to Garnet, assume that he is. Well, he is of course an Ancilla of Clan Malkavian, but people, I feel fear for some. I fear for some reason people simply forget that there are just people that hide or put up faces, put up masks. And Garnet hears so many things so easily that it's almost worrying.
Oftentimes, the clan of omens are the ones who they themselves will speak the omens.
True, true. Now, Mina's a darling. Mina's a precious little, chipper little creature. Not familiar if she's actually gained the rank of neonate quite yet.
She introduced herself to me last evening as fledgling.
Oh, well, fledgling still it is then.
There's a head nod. I had planned to use Miss Mina And you, in fact, in a diversion I have planned.
Oh?
Yes. When this blighted curfew is lifted, I do not overly mind. It has created more chaos than it ever could have created order. It amuses me the fact that people think it would have created anything less. The Brotherhood of the, or the, is it the Brotherhood of the Euphrates, or is it, what are they called again?
Yes.
I just read, yes. The
It's a
Brotherhood
Brotherhood
of
of the Euphrates.
the Brotherhood of the Euphrates and all of the other large criminal elements have already moved all of their resources out of Riverside. Nothing there remains but the small and the weak to be picked off one by one, or, he smiles, be brought into the true light. There's a shrug.
Well, then where exactly did they go?
I'm currently attempting to assess and gain access to that information.
Well, then,
However, one thing is certain, they knew that this curfew was coming before it did. Someone fed them information that I don't think they should have possessed. More than likely one of the kindred.
out of character, it's still Canaanites.
Could still Canaanites. Yeah, Evan's brain, don't worry. If I ever say Canaanite, just assume kindred. Or if I ever say kindred, just assume Canaanite.
I mean, technically for us, it's Setites, but hey.
Shut up.
Whatever. We will go with the non-believers. Yes. Interesting. So I myself thought that voting for the curfew was quite a good idea because of exactly like you said, there would be so many new fruits for the tree.
It is effective in the sense that in Riverside now, I am attempting to. He will hold out his hand, and then he'll make a kind of a grasping motion. He'll say, "I am attempting to scoop up those elements that remain who are not large or powerful enough to leave, in order to build them into something new, something worthwhile." So it has proven profitable for me, at least. However, he stopped to contemplate his next words. The effect that they sought to have, it means nothing. There's a shrug. It is merely a matter of how long they wish to continue the hypocrisy before they are forced to admit that they were incorrect.
Hmm. I don't think necessarily that this was an incorrect move. After all, it has paid out wonderfully so far for us.
I mean more so for the Ventru, the Lasombra, and the reason they gave for this expedition or this eventuality in the first place in order to crack down on crime. It has done nothing but moved it around, so now rather than having one place that is infected, the whole city may now have the sores and the gangrenous lesions.
Oh,
Lesions.
oh, how worrisome. Gufran will move a bishop. How worrisome indeed. Ah, dear. Well, it seems like there are rogue elements in Riverside going on as well. There are news outlets of claws, bloody battlefields.
He will contemplate that for a moment and he will say, oftentimes, hmm, oftentimes mistakes are made, even in the pursuit of even in the pursuit of the greater glory.
Yes, I understand. I just wish, you know, we just dealt with a hunter threat because previously people were liberal with the Silence of the Blood, and I and various members of Clan Toreador had to come in and fix it. I would prefer to not have another hunter Inquisition again.
I shall be honest. It was I who was the source of said verbosity.
Oh,
However, yes,
my apologies.
it was an accident. It was an attempt to gain influence over one of the greater criminal organizations, the fuck. It's not the Brotherhood of the Afraid. It's the other Brotherhood. It's the mercenary gang, but I can't remember its name.
Something, 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 something.
Yes. However, unfortunately, in my attempt to gain influence over it, I failed to contemplate the fact that its leader had already been ghouled, and they were the ones who broke the silence of the blood by summoning impenetrable shadows of darkness. I was merely cleaning up what it was they had already exposed.
Hmm. I see. Worrisome.
There's a shrug. If it had been in a less public manner, it would have been pleasing. However, creating an impenetrable miasma of darkness and then proceeding to punch or kick your way through a solid stone floor into the area below, the silence was already shattered in front of 30 or more people. I merely did what was necessary.
Understandable in that case. I just wish. I am a simple man. Obsidian Vibe. Can I call you Obsidian Vibe? Is that impolite?
By all means.
Ah, I am a simple man, Obsidian Viper. I like when things don't draw attention. I work best in shadow. My camera. Goddamn. I work best in shadow. I work best in, light. In the little web and everything behind it. I don't like it when things get pushed onto the foreground, which sadly there's been a lot of, and people need to be reminded. I feel like the Hunter Inquisition was an excellent reminder for many, many different Canaanites to be quiet, and now if only we can teach our ghouls to do the same, that would be great. Is it so hard to probably raise a ghoul? Do you have a servant?
I have many servants, none who I have deigned to have feed upon my none who I have deigned to have feed upon my essence, however.
Oh, well, I have a couple. They are so wonderful. Oh, I'm so proud of them. And they're excellently trained. I just wish many more people did so too.
There's a nod. In all honesty, I was surprised at the veracity and expertise of the ghoul, frankly. It was clearly very old or sired by someone with very old blood.
Ooh, that is an issue.
Yes. Fortunately, they never saw my face as an entity, but there's a shrug of the shoulders. It was what it was.
Do keep in mind for the future. Unofficially, the Setites and Clan La Sombra have a pact of quote unquote alliance. The Setites backed the La Sombra a century ago when they bid for rulership of the city, and in return the Setites were allowed to stay in the city without any sort of harassment. This partnership is still here in some way, shape, or form.
In that case, I will bring a suggestion to our primogen that I think would be of value.
I don't actually know how much stock our Primogen puts into this partnership. I just know that when the vote came out, we voted for Clan La Sombra instead of Clan Ventru.
I have no doubt the Venture remember this. However, my point is more I believe that there should be an official registry of ghouls, so that those who possess them may be held accountable for their actions.
Ooh, that is a dangerous suggestion. If there is an official registry of ghouls, it'll be easier to target them.
But there is peace in Edessa. Why would you wish to target anyone?
Is there peace in Edessa? I have
None.
not seen any peace in Edessa since the night that I arrived here. It's been so wonderful and fun.
As you say.
Ah, glorious Edessa. So many nice people, so many good people.
As you say. But I will go back to my original topic. I had planned a, how would you say, a diversion that I would be
Ah,
interested in your help.
well, let's hear it. I am all down for a talk of good business.
It's quite simple. I'm going to stage a. hmm, We require more entertainment, I feel, in this city. More things to enrich the night as opposed to simply just politics. So there was an idea sparked that we should hold some kind of grand event, some kind of entertainment or leisure for both the commoners and the masses, as it were. And I thought, what an excellent idea for some kind of race, perhaps. I was thinking a horse race. Something,
Mhm.
a nice spectacle, perhaps. And if betting were to take place, and certain riders were to come in certain orders, a very profitable venture.
Hmm.
I have more than the funds to create such an event and more than the contacts in order to ensure the betting pools. However, I would need other individuals who would have the backing of certain mercantile and noble entities in order to spark their interest. For such, I would be happily willing to share in the vast profits from well placed bets.
Gufran seems to think. When would this event be planned?
Not for some time until the curfew has ended, and then some time for the excitement to build in the city. A month or two, more than likely.
I see, I see. Well, I am not as well connected as I would like to be with the nobility of the city, the mercantile aspect of it. However, I could potentially help. There are people that I would recommend, especially if horses are involved. Again, Garnet is a very good choice as a stable master.
Yes, and his protege, Miss Mina, is an excellent rider, so I have seen.
I do not actually know if she's his child. I don't think she is.
She treats him as a sire would be treated by a child. There's a shrug.
Yes, and I I do not believe this is the case.
As you say.
Hmm. I believe this should be planned further when there's no curfew anymore. Until that time, I will give it some thought and consider it, and we'll see then.
Absolutely. This is not a pressing topic. It is merely, as I say, a diversion.
What would it be a diversion for?
Nothing. I think you misunderstand. I mean a diversion from boredom.
Ah, gonna pee any of that.
Okay, I'm gonna resist that. Are we both going to do that thing that gives us -1 social diff? Because I fucking will. No, I'm not gonna fucking serpent us in. But
Look, man.
which
Which
dice roll are
dice
you
roll? We use dice roll with 3.
rolling? Okay, do you want to put up a new scene thingy?
There you go.
There we go.
God damn you,
Discord's
Discord.
broken again. It'll pop up eventually. It'll be fine.
Why is yours first?
I don't know.
I am not gonna beat that.
Oh crap! No, you're not. Wow. Okay.
So, what kind of face is he putting on? Like,
Completely impassive.
okay. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. Well, like I said, I shall give it some thought
Another question, Gouffron. What
and
do you
answer.
know of the Toreador Primogen? He'll move his queen this time.
Oh dear. It's Margot. Beautiful lady. Well,
He's
infernalism.
waiting. I was gonna say he's
Infernal,
waiting.
infernalism these days is apparently rewarded with a primogen ship.
You'll see him move. Let's make it his king this time. Then there's kind of the hand, like his hand twitches. You'll see the actual figure breaks in two, just like. But he will still continue the move and move the broken piece to the square without missing a beat, and he'll say, "Explain."
Oh, what? Don't tell me you don't know.
I don't.
Oh dear. So, Miss Margot has a few things on her shtick. One of which is the breaching of the silence of the blood by moving at the speed of, well, at an inhuman speed through a crowd of people very visibly. Next is also making a deal with an infernal entity. She was apparently trialed, went through a bit of a redemption arc, as far as I know, and now she has been awarded with the title of Primogen of Clan Toreador.
I see. Interesting. Hmm. I'm curious, under what reason was given that she broke the silence in so flagrant a manner the
One
first time?
of one of her clanmates, Haven, was attacked by a mob of angry people. No, not her Haven, a church, a house of healing.
Hmm. Fascinating. And so she deigned, in order to protect property, to throw tradition to the winds.
Not just property, but her clanmates as well, for they would have most likely, without action, burned her and pierced her with, well, a lot of things. I am not familiar with the details behind her trial. I'm not familiar with what has happened to proclaim her innocent, apparently, even though eyewitnesses can tell you that she did make deals with the Inferno. I am lacking in information. I. Mm, do I care? I do care. I care to know why this has happened, I guess. Dear, dear me.
Hmm. Fascinating.
Indeed, indeed.
So many infernalists, and yet now we give them seats of vaulted power.
The members of Clan Toreador are all very intelligent. They're all exceedingly sharp, with the exception of one or two of them. I don't want to judge an entire clan for the actions of one person, but they've put this person as their primogen, which worries me significantly.
My question is, and the question that Monsieur Garnet raised with me yesterday is, whose cat's paw is she?
Why? All roads lead back to one.
I assume you do not mean the prince, who is by their standards yet a child.
The prince, no. The prince is new. Prince has power. She is strong, but she is silly. No, I am pretty sure that the actual rulers of the city, Clan La Sombra, have many things to do with this, specifically the seneschal.
Hmm. Interesting. The seneschal, a vaulted elder who sits at the right hand of a seat that they could claim at the drop of a hat. Why they choose to sit there and not upon the prince's throne Therein is the question.
Targets.
Yes.
Everybody already knows this La Sombra ruled the city. There's no need to openly announce it. You venture? La Sombra? And then the Trinity used to be Cappadocian and Bruja. But now those two have fallen, apparently. Clan Cappadocian has lost its prince, lost various members. Some of its members have been demoted in status, and Clan Bruja, well, lost their sheriff.
Yes.
Now, I would worry about the clans that have been keeping quiet. Clan Salubri has been effectively wiped from the city after their failed attempt to attack the Tremere.
Do any celebrities yet remain?
Oh, well, perhaps a few healers. I don't care.
So mercenary, Gufron.
Look, Clan Salubri has always been very vocal about their opinion of our clan.
Yes.
I really don't mind them gone.
I do not like the fact that in their place we have these blood thieves and traitors. These things who think that they can stitch together a Cainite and call it whole.
Well, you win some, you lose some. I would actually. One particular clan that I haven't heard anything about, really. Clan Gangrel has been keeping to the shadows with minor activities from time to time. But the only one that has not been doing anything, except one particular member of it, who is now the Scourge, is Clan Ravnos. What has Clan
Yes.
Ravnos been doing? Nobody knows.
I've also never met the Scourge, though they hold the largest domain of anyone in the city.
The Scourge is an interesting fellow. He delights in breaking rules.
And yet they give him right of destruction.
He likes to be the center of attention. As for the rest of Clan Ravnos, I don't know. My domain is bordering straight in their domain. I don't know what they're doing.
Perhaps that is something to find out. Though, as I said, the name of the underworld organization that begins with like V.
The Vorstedt gang?
Thank you. As I said, I was led to understand the Vorstedt and their human traffic was entirely the purview of the Scourge. Maybe it's not.
Maybe there are rogue elements. I don't know. This is old information. Like, it's several months old at this point.
Hmm.
The Scourge has grabbed a lot of power, and since the Tremere have up and entirely moved their domain, I would not deem it strange for some of their power to have been lost, especially since they were attacked by Clan Salubri.
Fascinating. He'll contemplate that for a moment, like think for a moment, and he'll then say, where have they moved to? And where have they moved from?
They've moved from the Christian quarter to, and Gufran rummages through some of the information in his head. They've moved from the Christian quarter to Abraham's Fountain.
An interesting choice.
Abraham's Fountain, yes. Which is a bit worrisome because they control one of the gates of the city now.
Yes. The reason I'm so anxious to secure Riverside properly is to have access to the river gate. That would be invaluable. Hmm. I will look into what you've said, that the Tremere are using the Vorstadt gang and the Brotherhood of the Euphrates in order to bring in items into the city. I will look into that.
And what a warning.
Hmm.
Do not get too close to Abraham's Fountain. I mean, the fountain properly in the middle.
Why?
There are stories surrounding it. You know that we are close to the Holy Land, right?
There will be a kind of a scoffing noise, but yes, he will nod.
You know the feeling that we get when we are in the presence of divine objects?
Yes.
Abraham's Fountain.
That's valid.
Which makes it even more questionable as to why the friggin' Tremere have their domain there.
Hmm.
It used to be Salubri domain, if I'm not mistaken.
Are they looking for something, perhaps?
Maybe.
Hmm. I will see what I can find in the old records and occult archives. If there's something hidden there, there must be reference to it somewhere that the Tremere found.
Hmm. Now that I think about it, there's another strange thing. No, I'm mistaken. I was mixing names. Oh, no, never mind.
Is he actually backtracking, or is this something that he was going to say? Because I will P&E him if I have to.
No, I mixed up two names.
Cool, no worries.
Yeah. Ooh, no, because I thought that if you go to the Tremere list, there's a couple of names there, and I thought for some reason that one of the neonates had claimed a huge dot of domain, but it wasn't. It was one of their senior members. So it's like,
That's a valid life choice right there.
exactly.
He'll nod and he will say, "Very well then. You have provided me with much information, Gufron."
You are more than welcome, Obsidian Viper.
He will say, "Should you ever require any service that I am able to render, you have but to ask."
I will be sure to remember that. And he gives him like this grin on his face.
He will stand up and he will put a hand on his shoulder as he looks down. For the record, Gufron, if you look down at the chessboard, you have won the game. You actually put him into checkmate.
What? What? What is this? What? What?
It
Goofy
was a
looks at the
pleasure.
chessboard. He's just like, what?
It was a pleasure playing a game with you, Gufron.
You are very welcome.
He will leave the chessboard there if Gufron wants to take it again. He just leaves it sitting there as he will pad out of the building.
Kron is just staring at the chessboard, mesmerized by it. Just like, how did I win? What has happened? What is the symbolism behind it? Who is this man? What is he doing? Ah!
Thus it was. Gufron sat there for 3 hours until he rebooted and then left. In that case, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Odessa, Season 2, The Dark Crusade!
Ba-dum, ba-dum.
If you don't say it in a cool way, you're not a cool cat.